What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are back at the Goonzquad garage and we are going to be working back on the Porsche 911 Turbo. Yo, what's going on, guys? How's it going? It's nice little...
You ready to get back to it?
Yes, sir. Let's get this thing knocked out. We got Simon over there
Let's do
chilling.
it, man. Let's make it happen.
We need to turn on that heater. I mean, it's pretty cold, but you know I got my shorts on.
That's right, man.
We already got a lot of stuff done on the car. I mean, basically the only thing is left is get this thing all welded up, you know.
Welder up. We got the welder right there, HTP welder.
Yes,
that's
sir.
That's a beast of a device right there, first off. But I mean, all we got left is just quarter panels. I mean, if you really think about it, just weld up the quarter panels, line them up and stuff, and that's it for today, dude.
Oh yeah, I mean, we did all the hard work. We got the top sections all nice and welded in. We did a little bit more pulling, but that ain't the major thing we're gonna be doing today. Yeah, all we need to do is throw some weld through primer on this area and go get those quarter panels and the doors all lined up and get it welded in. So let's get straight to work. So we got everything nice and prepped. Now we're gonna go ahead and spray everything in with some weld through primer just to give it that further rust protection and protection against corrosion. So let's go ahead and grab it. I think, what are we using? Some SEM. This is the SEM copper weld. I've actually haven't used this stuff. I use the other stuff that's silver, but I've seen a lot of people use the copper stuff. So we're gonna see how this works. It is made by SEM. Awesome company. I actually used their seam sealer the other day. So let's get all this sprayed in. So we got all the weld through primer sprayed onto this quarter panel, and while we wait for this to dry, I'm gonna be playing my favorite game, Fishing Clash. So Fishing Clash is a super fun interactive fishing game. Whether you're like me and you don't really have time to go out and fish, because we're always doing big jobs like this, you don't really have much time to fish. Now Fishing Clash lets you catch fish directly from your hand. Check this out. We're about to throw the sinker in and let's reel in a big one. Let's see what we can catch. It's super fun to play. It also has some of the best graphics I've ever seen on a mobile fishing game. Check this out. And you do got to be careful because you don't want to snap your line. And check that out. We got us a red grouper right there. Let's go ahead and claim that bad boy. So not only can you fish off a dock, you can also visit a lot of unique, awesome places. Whether you want to be on a boat or a dock, it's up to you. So one of my favorite features about Fishing Clash is the fact that you can actually duel your friends or your family or other people around the world. It's super easy to get started. All you do is hit the duel button, line up with somebody, and duel them. So guys, click the link in the description and don't forget to use my promo code VTuneGarage. With my gift code, you'll get a unique avatar, 1 mythical lure card, and also 50 power-ups and 30 weight power-ups to help you catch bigger fish in the game. So guys, definitely check out Fishing Clash. Now let's get back to work on this Porsche. So all the weld through primer is nice and dry, and we also went ahead and prepped up the quarter panel. So now it's just time to go ahead and grab this quarter panel, put it on the car. We're gonna do all our rough cuts, and then we'll do our nice cuts, and then it'll be ready to weld up. So let's get straight to it and get this car done. So we got the entire passenger side nice and lined up, and check out that little cut right there. We did make a nice little gap so we can weld it up precisely. On the passenger side over here, got all the spot welds lined up. Everything is lining up beautiful. Same thing down here. We did add a backing plate back there and it lines up beautiful. Door gap is perfect. On these Porsches, the gaps are pretty small actually. From all the Porsches I've seen in the past, they all have nice little gaps. And now we're coming over to the driver's side right here. We went ahead and got everything in weld through primer. Primed it all in. It looks good. Now we just need to throw on the driver's side quarter panel, make the final cuts here, make the final cuts there, and bam, we can go ahead and start lining up all the body parts on this car. That means rear bumper, rear tailgate, front bumper, fenders, everything's gonna go on there. And they are doing the GT2 RS kit. And man, does it look so aggressive with the giant vents right here in the center. I don't even know what that is right there, but we check this out, GT2 RS. And it's gonna look sweet. And then they got the hood right there, and then the rear bumper, and then the roof for the car is actually in the boat. So let's go ahead and get this driver's side quarter panel on the car so we can go ahead and start putting all the parts on and make sure everything lines up perfectly. Back at my shop, and as you guys seen in that B-roll footage, the Porsche turned out absolutely amazing. We got all the panels lined up on that car, got everything fitted up. All that thing needs to do is get welded up, and that car will be fully done. It is the weekend and the boys are not working today, so I'm actually going to start working on my 65 Ford Mustang. As you guys seen in the previous video, we did do a little bit of work in the rear. Like, check this out. We got the rear wheel wells all fixed out. We painted them with some Port 15. And let me tell you, this stuff right here is rock solid. And it looks really good. Look how shiny that wheel well is right there. This side looks absolutely amazing. Same thing with the insides. We got everything sealed up. And I'm thinking maybe I will in the future just sand them down lightly and throw some undercoating in there. Kind of give it that rough look. Because right now it's just too shiny. And I don't really want any of this stuff to chip or peel off. But man, look at that. And I did accidentally make a couple of runs here and there. So I think we'll sand it down lightly with the DA sander and throw a little bit of undercoating in there, and it'll look beautiful, either undercoating or bed liner. But in today's video, we are gonna be more focused on the front of the car. Now that we got the rear end all buttoned up and welded up, we're gonna start working on the front end. So we're gonna be working on the front fenders. As you guys know, we did cut the bottom of the fender off, so there's no mounting points for the fender, and that's what we're kind of gonna be building right now. But before we get started on that, I wanna go ahead and install my new door hinges, because as you guys know, these older classic cars, they tend to start sagging. The doors start sagging over time, and with our super tight gaps over here, you can see we made this gap a lot smaller. This thing used to be, you can stick your finger in there, but we pushed everything up and closed that gap up. And we needed some better hinges because a lot of people were commenting saying that these hinges will start sagging over time. And our good friends over at Mustang, Steve, they actually sent us over a new set of all 4 hinges, and check that out. They're a lot heavier duty, and the best thing about them is they actually have a grease joint right here. So whenever you put them on, you grease them up, and it's not gonna wear out this little center section right here. As you can see, factory ones, they don't have anywhere you can put grease in, so that area right there will just get wallered out, and they'll start sagging. And we do not want that, because this car is gonna get driven a lot, and I don't want to be repainting the car because the door sagged and it started chipping that lower area up. So let's go ahead and get these things installed. It should be pretty simple. I'm sure all we have to do is just I think this is the right side, and let's see, this is also, oh, this is the left side. So this one's gonna go on here just like that, and then we can install the right side too and give them some grease, and we'll have some solid door hinges. And I just absolutely love doing the smaller things that people don't really think about when building classic cars, because like I was at Goonzquad's place, and their Camaro, I think it needs some upgraded hinges also, because it's a little bit hard to close sometimes, and that's just how it is with classic cars. If you don't replace everything, you're gonna have those same issues that they had back in 65. I mean, these cars are 40, 50 years old, which is just insane to think about. So let's go ahead and swap out these hinges on the driver's side. So check it out, we got the passenger side all bolted on, and I'm really impressed with the quality of these hinges. And it's just one of those things that is better to replace before you do any of the body work, before you do any of the cosmetic work. And a big shout out to Mustang Steve for sending them out, because look at my old hinges. I was actually missing the spring right here, and these are non-greasable. So we got greasable ones, and check out how easy it is gonna be to grease. Simply open up the door, grease it up, and you're good to go. And they're not gonna make any weird squeaking noises or anything like that. Now we're gonna start working on the fender area. As you guys can see, this is the old piece of the side skirt that we trimmed off the bottom right there. And this is gonna go somehow like this right here. Bam, just like that. And it's got a nice consistent gap going all the way up. So what I'm thinking on doing is basically adding a nice little bracket right here, drilling some holes in it, putting some nuts, and then drill some holes in the bottom of this piece and put 3 bolts instead of just one, how the factory had it. They only had one right here, and the fender can actually move like this right here. And that wasn't really too good. We don't want this fender moving around or flopping. And we are trying to make every gap on this car basically the size of a paint paddle. So you can see right here, it's all nice and consistent going all the way through. And then at the bottom, it's actually a little bit tighter down here at the bottom, but we're gonna have to grind all that up. And man, does that look good right there. Grind it up, put a little bit of body filler, and I think it's gonna look good. So let's go ahead and grab a piece of metal and get it welded on the bottom. So here's a piece of metal we're gonna be using, and it's basically the same exact thing that we put under there. So let's go ahead and cut it down to size and get it tack welded into place. It's got to be a little bit taller than the other one because this fender is gonna have to go slip up in there just like that right there. And man, does that look so much better than the old gap. So let's get the grinder out, get the welder out, and get this bracket built up. So we got the lower bracket welded on, and I'm not gonna fully weld it all the way through because you can probably see on my gas, I am running a little bit low on my argon, which I'll have to get some probably Monday because it is Sunday right now. But what we're gonna go ahead and do right now is line this piece up right here up to here. And then I'm also gonna go ahead and drill the holes for the bolts. I think we're just gonna use 3 10mm bolts, and it'll be nice and secure, and then get that gap proper. So that way it lines up perfectly with the fender going all the way up. So check it out, we got it mounted on there, and what I basically did, I just used self-tappers because not only is it drilling a hole through this panel, it's also drilling a hole through the other panel, and then we can just use a step drill to drill it out bigger for a bolt. And check this out, this fits in here almost perfect. It might need a little bit of body filler, but I think we are gonna trim this up a little bit and actually weld a backing plate under there just so it's nice and secure, so the corner is not just like that right there. So I think we'll put a nice little piece right here and make it like an OEM fender. So now let's go ahead and drill out those holes a little bit bigger, put some nice bolts in there, and then we can start test fitting the fender on the car. So check it out, we got it nice and bolted on, and I'm not gonna put any rib nuts in there yet. I'll probably do the rib nuts after we get the fender all knocked out, because this fender's gonna be taken off and put on a lot of times before it's finally ready to be installed forever. So let's go ahead and get this fender over here. We need to do a little bit of prep work down here, sand all this up, smooth it out. And I think I will go ahead and cut off this flare right here, just so it's lighter and easier to work with. And then we need to line this fender up as perfect as can be, so we can go ahead and start welding it to that side skirt piece. So I went ahead and installed the fender, and I lined up all the gaps perfectly. Check out how small that is right there. It's literally perfect. We got a nice stick in there just to give us that perfect gap all the way through. And this is an aftermarket door, so you can see how much material. We're gonna have to add a little bit of material on right here, but that'll be in the bodywork stage. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do right now is weld up this right here. This right here is gonna get perfectly welded onto the fender. And I'm gonna weld it nice and solid. And I think we will have to do some trimming. I think we are gonna have to trim this off once we get the wide body flare on here. So we'll have to trim that off real nice. So let's go ahead and grab our beautiful HTP welder right here. Turn this sucker on. Man, it is dusty. Check that out. We need to get this thing nice little clean. Maybe throw it through a car wash or something like that. But let's go ahead and weld it up. Hopefully we have enough gas to just do a nice solid bead all the way across. So let's get straight to it. Check it out, we got the fender all welded up, and man, does it look good. And what I did, I basically just laid this on top of the fender, so I kind of create like a dip in, because this has to follow this exact body on right there. So I was thinking about just cutting the fender and then butt welding it, but this is gonna be a lot stronger than doing that. And then on the back side, we can fold it back and weld it under there. But man, does it look good. Check out the gap, it looks freaking awesome. It's consistent all the way through. It's gonna need a little bit of body filler here just to make it a tad bit smaller, but that's gonna be whenever we start doing all the body work. But man, this fender is solid. Look at this. You can't even move this fender down with your hand at all. And we still don't have it bolted on over here or right there. So this fender's gonna be nice and tight. It's just gonna make the entire car in the front just solid. And unfortunately, we did run out of welding gas right here, so we can't do any more welding, which is fine. It's kind of late right now, and I think we're gonna wrap it up here. So that's basically gonna be a wrap for today's video. I know we didn't do too much. We were kind of busy with the Goonzquad boys, and I wanted to get you guys some content, but we have some pretty cool stuff coming here soon. We did also take the Dodge Ram to the paint shop, getting that thing finally painted and finally driving on the road, because that thing's been sitting for too long. Y'all might notice we do have another build on the lift right there. You guys are gonna like it a lot. It's gonna be a little bit different than doing all this cutting and welding like we're doing on this Mustang. And it's gonna be a nice fresh breath of air. You know, we've been working on this car for such a long time, and I'm kind of just, I kind of want to do something a little bit different from it, you know, knock out another car and then get back to work on it. But I think once we do get our rear axle in, we can get this thing finally rolling on the ground, finish up the rear flares. They should be pretty simple. And bam, this thing will be a rolling chassis. We'll take it over to the other shop, get it nice and painted. And I think we might paint it either Nardo Gray or British Racing Green. So let me know what you guys think. They're two pretty cool exotic colors, and I think it'll match the car nicely, especially that we're gonna do a lot of black accents on this thing. I'm thinking like black lip, black door handles, and other black accessories on the car. But anyways, guys, I just wanna say a huge shout out to Fishing Clash for sponsoring today's video. And if y'all enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button. Also follow us on Instagram at VTune. Thanks for watching.